Picture this. It's 1:15 p.m. You've just polished off lunch, opened your laptop, and boom, the world suddenly feels wrapped in bubble wrap. Everything's soft, slow, a little foggy. You're not alone. Even pilots and surgeons, people paid to stay razor sharp, show more tiny errors in the early afternoon. Unless, that is, they do something surprising. Close their eyes for a few minutes or take a quick stroll down the hall. So here's the big question. What if your urge for a triple espresso is really your brain waving a white flag that says, "Give me a micro power down"? First, let's name the problem. You know the feeling. Tabs open, to-do list blinking, but your mind is wading through syrup. Most of us blame willpower or a heavy burrito. Truth is, it's more like driving with dim headlights. Your engine's fine, you just can't see the road. Now here's the twist. That dimmer switch, you actually control it. Instead of white-knuckling through the fog, you can treat midday like a scheduled software update. A short nap or a burst of movement reboots the mental operating system, just like restarting a frozen laptop. Nothing dramatic, yet shockingly effective when you hit the right moment and the right duration. Signpost number 1. Why does slumps happen at all? Your body runs a hidden schedule, a built-in maintenance window about halfway through your waking day. Heart rate, core temperature, and alertness all dip together. That heavy eyelid feeling isn't a bug, it's maintenance mode kicking in. You have two options, fight it or cooperate. Signpost number 2, the power nap, your controlled micro-shutdown. Think of a nap as skimming the surface of sleep, not diving into the deep end. In that light stage, your brain clears RAM, files error messages away, and frees up space for focus and mood. The secret sauce is timing. Keep it around 10-20 minutes and do it before 2:30 p.m. so you don't trigger a full reboot that leaves you groggy. Let that sink in for a second. Signpost number 3, the activity break, flushing the system. Long sitting turns your bloodstream into a sluggish roundabout. A 3-minute walk, a flight of stairs, or a handful of stretches opens extra lanes. You're not trying to torch calories, you're pumping fresh oxygen upstairs so the control center perks up. Here's where rhythm matters. One nap or one walk is good, but the real magic is in the pattern. You're learning to surf your own tide chart. Anticipate the low, dip under it briefly, then pop back up with speed. Think of it like a chef managing heat. You don't crank every burner to high all day. You pulse the flame so nothing scorches. A 15-minute nap cools the pan. A quick walk is a stir that keeps things from sticking. Or imagine your workday as a playlist, not one blaring track. Naps are mellow interludes. Movement breaks shift the tempo for a verse. Both keep the next chorus crisp. Let me give you one more picture. A train schedule. Short, predictable station stops beat one long emergency delay. A planned 10-minute reset at 1:30 p.m. protects the rest of the route. Okay, but how do you actually build this into a normal Tuesday? Step 1. Spot your slump. For most folks, it's between 1 and 3 p.m. Jot down when you feel the fog for 3 days, and you'll see the pattern. Step 2. Pick your tool. Need calm? Grab a power nap. 10 to 20 minutes, eyes covered, phone on airplane mode. Need energy? Take a 3 to 5 minute walk, climb 2 flights of stairs, or do 10 slow stretches. Either one counts. Step 3. Schedule it. Literally block the calendar. Call it a system update or reboot break, so coworkers know it's intentional, not slacking. Step 4. Protect the edges. Set an alarm to end the nap and a playlist that brings you back. For activity, choose a route that forces you to return. Down the hall, around the block, back to your desk. Do that for 1 week and you'll start feeling the tide instead of drowning in it. Let that breathe for a moment. Before we wrap, zoom out with me. When enough of us design around slumps, offices start looking less like endurance tests and more like gyms for attention. Zones for sprints, cooldowns, and guided resets. Careers shift from marathons to relay races, where the baton is focus. Run hard, hand it to rest, then run hard again. Sustainable beats heroic every time. So here's what we covered today. 1. Midday fog is a planned maintenance window, not a personal flaw. 2. Power naps, 10 to 20 minutes before 2:30, clear your brain's RAM without leaving you groggy. 3. Activity breaks, 3 to 5 minutes of movement, flush fresh oxygen upstairs and snap you out of sit-induced stupor. 4. The real win is rhythm. When you schedule these tiny interventions, you surf the tide instead of wiping out. 5. Spot it, choose your tool, schedule it, protect it. That 4-step loop turns a frustrating slump into a predictable, even productive pause. Take this episode and turn it into action. This week, jot down when your slump hits, pick one tool, a nap or a walk, and block it on your calendar. Do it 3 times. By Friday, you'll know in your own body how powerful a tiny reboot can be. You've got permission to pause so you can perform. Now go surf that afternoon tide and leave the fog behind.